Hello and welcome. So in the previous video, we covered the basics of Notion. In this video, we're going to cover a few more things. And after that, we're going to do databases. So let's begin. Okay, so this was the page that we were busy with yesterday. So if you open it up at that arrow there, here's private. You can add a new page by clicking on that button there. Actually, let's click there on that button. Let's call this Getting to Know Databases. Okay. So before we do this, let's go over something that we can do by embedding a video in this page. So here's a video of Notion themselves. So I'm going to click there, share. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to paste it in here. So to do that, to embed a video, I'm going to click on /. You can either click on / or you can click on that plus sign there. So now you can go down to video. You can either make it a bookmark or a video. Let me demonstrate the bookmark first. So you click on bookmark and you paste it there, Ctrl+V. Create bookmark. It's going to look like this. So it's going to give you a description here and it's going to give you a preview of how it looks like. So what you can also do is just Ctrl+V just like that. So here you can also select bookmark, but you can also make it a mention. So if you make it a mention, it's going to look like this. So, or if you want to embed it, Ctrl+V and embed. Then it's going to be the video and you would be able to play it inside of this page. Or if you Ctrl+V and just make it the URL, it's going to stay like this, but it will still take you to this video if you click on it. So if you click on this, it will open a new page in your browser. But the embed, if I click on it in here, it will play inside this page. So to delete this, I'm just going to do this. And now everything is selected and I'm just going to click on delete. Okay. So with that out of the way, embed the video here. Embed video. You can upload a video here as well, as you can see there. I'm just going to embed. Okay. So here you can watch their video as well. Okay, so let's demonstrate how a database works. So click on /. Now you can type in table, or you can just scroll down until you see the table heading there. And now you can select between these. Okay, so here you can see the category databases and all the different categories. And later we'll go over each of these different ones. And that's just different views of the same database. Okay, so for now we're going to use a database inline view. And the reason we're going to start with this is a database looks like a Excel spreadsheet. And inline view means that sheet is going to be inside this page. If you select the other ones, it's going to create a page just for that database. So it's going to create a separate page for that database. So for now, let's create the inline view so that I can demonstrate what you can do with this. Okay, so, and now you need to give this database a name. So let's call this inbox. I'm gonna make it a TB for database. Okay, and let's rename this one task. So this task can be anything. Okay, let's call this one sketch, and let's call the next one quote, and let's call the next one cut. Okay. And as you can see, there is that 6 dots again. Now you can rearrange it if you want to. Okay, here's tags. So you can tag this, and for argument's sake, let's make it something simple like A, B, C, and D. Okay, but we do not want to have it like this. We want to be able to only select one of them. So let's click on tags, and now we can change this property to something else. Let's say edit property. So now here at type, we can make it a single select there. Now I can only select one of them. Okay. So say for instance, we want to sort the items in here according to this ABC. So now we can change the view. Usually what I do is I just duplicate the view so that I have different views, and later you'll find a lot of use cases for that. So let's duplicate this, and let's call this Kanban view. So here at view layout, we can change this to a board, and now we can change what it's sorted by, group by. Oh, it's already tags. So as you can see, it only took C there. So now you can unhide these. Show group. And we can do the same for the rest. Show group. Show group. Okay, so now no tags, I want at the front, and I can rearrange this to have it organized. Okay, so it's A, B, C, and D. Okay. So now what's nice is you can take these items and you can drag it through these steps if you want to. And as you do that, the status at sketch will also appear everywhere else. So if I go to the table, sketch will have C and cut will have D. So if I change quote to A, it will also update here at A. So there it's A. If I make it B, it will also update here. So quote went to B. It will also update here. So quote went to B. So what this means is no matter what view you're looking at, everything is always in sync everywhere else. So, okay. So now we've done this. Let's create another one. I want to demonstrate how to connect this with another sheet. So this is a database, but for simplicity's sake, we can call it a sheet. So this is the inbox. Let's create something else. Let's call this. Let's go back to inline view again. Let's call this contacts. Okay. So this first one we can call Jan, or let's call this James. And the next one we can call Aubrey. And the next one we can call Charmaine. And the next one we can call Welder. Okay. So let's connect these two together. So now we want to connect. So imagine these are two sheets in an Excel spreadsheet, and the tabs at the bottom, you can select between inbox and contacts. But that's kind of clunky, so we want to connect these two sheets to make it easier. So to do that, you can click on this plus sign here, and now you can connect this to this sheet. And the way you do that is you search for relation. So at relation, you select relation, and now you can choose which sheet you want to connect. So as you can see, there's contacts. and then you select the one that you want to connect to inbox. So we said we wanted to connect contacts, and now you can make it a two-way relation so that it appears at both sides, there and here. So let me show you what that means. Inbox, okay, add relation. Okay, so as you can see, now you've got contacts here and you've got inbox here. So this means if I tag James at sketch, so let me tag James. So you start searching for it, you click and then you just tag the guy, and then at sketch, sketch will appear here at James. As you can see, there it is. You can tag more than one thing to appear at James. So at cut, I want to have James as well. So now I can search for it, or I can select him. So as you can see at inbox, James will have sketch and cut also there. And let's also select James for the next one. So as you can see now, James has 3 items in his inbox here. And we will cover how to make it look better than this and how to manage things better. So later I might say, okay, no, I don't want James there. Now I can click on that block again, and I can click on the minus, so it will take it away from that one. And I can minus that one also, and it will disappear there. So let's give the other one, the cut one, to, okay. So as you will see there, it appears at Aubrey's name now. Okay. So this was just a demonstration to see how the things link and how everything is in sync. So let's do something that makes it appear better here. So if I open James, I can create a template here that will generate automatically every time I click it. So let's edit this template. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to create a template, and I'm going to call this tasks. I'm going to create a table again. Let's give a few spaces there. Okay, now it's going to ask me which database do I want to view here, and we want the inbox. So I'm going to select inbox, but I don't want to see everything. I only want to see the things that James did. So I'm going to filter for contacts. I'm going to select it. I'm going to select tasks because that's the name of this template. Let's rather call this contacts. Okay. And let's make sure that it's still correct here at filter. Yeah, it automatically changed it, so it's fine. So now if we click outside of it, it will take me back to this page of James. So now this template is created. So if I click on this template, you'll see what happens. Now it will only populate the notes that's related to James. Let's go back, and let's go back. Okay, right. So as you can see, sketch, James is tagged with sketch. So if we go back to the inbox, getting to know databases. Okay, so this is our page. Let's tag James with something else at inbox. Let's give him this one as well. Okay, so as you can see, every time James is tagged, it will appear here at his page. So let's give James a face. Let's make him a happy face. Okay, So that's James. But this is kind of not ideal because it's a table like this. Let's give James like a way to sort his work. So now we can duplicate this view and we can call this workflow. And we can change this view to a board view. So as you can see, now we can show all of them. So you click on that D, you click on that dots there and you say show. And now you can rearrange this. And now James has a workflow. So maybe rather than inbox, we can call it projects maybe. And then the project can move through these stages. So let's call this project 1. So now as this project progresses, you can move it through these columns and it will update across the board everywhere. So if I go back to the inbox, this project will be tagged with D. Project 1 is tagged with D and it's at James. Let's give Aubrey also a face. Let's give him that face. Okay, so as you can see here at Aubrey, this template is not generated. So I can just click on it and then it will generate the template for Aubrey and it will filter so that only the tasks of Aubrey will appear underneath his name. So we click on back and back again there, and then you'll see it here. So this we can, okay, before we do that, let's delete it. This is the nice thing about this, is we can delete it because there's a template here. So if I need the template again, I can just regenerate it and nothing will get lost. So let's edit this template. So I click on the 3 dots, edit, and now I can make the template, I can duplicate it, and I can make it a list view. But to see what's missing, let's go out of this and let me demonstrate. So if I click this, it will generate a template. Just to speed it up, I'm going to go out and then back in. Okay. So there's all and there's list. So as you can see, it shows the task. It hides all the other stuff. I can actually make that display there as well, here at list view, by going to the 3 dots there, going to properties, and then you can display those contacts. So if I click there, now you can see Aubrey there, or I can go to properties, I can hide that, and I can display the tags. So now D will appear there, but I'm not interested in that. So I'm going to hide this, and I want to create the extra property here. And the extra property that I want to create is toggle tick box. So here, checkbox, I'm going to select that, and I'm going to call this done. Okay. So now I want to display this done here at list view. So I'm going to go back to properties here, that 3 dots, and then properties. And I'm going to select that I there to show it here. And just quickly to show how to rearrange these things, if I select all of them, now you can see the tick box is there, but I don't want it there. So if I go back, I can actually rearrange this so that I see it in this order. But for now, I'm just interested in this done. So now it's going to look like this. But whether I click it or leave it, nothing happens. So what I want to do is I want it to archive it automatically when I click the tick box. So then it's going to hide it, and it's just going to clean up my workspace as I'm finishing my tasks. So how you do this is you go back to this three dots there, you go to filter, and then I'm going to add a filter here. So I'm going to click on done, and when done is unchecked, then it will display here. So to demonstrate how this works, as you can see, I've unchecked it there, then it will display here at list view, and then it will hide it there. If I want it back, I can just go back to this all and I can tick it. But let's change it a little. Let me duplicate this. So I'm going to list view, and this one I'm going to make all. So that means that I have to remove this filter. So this filter, I can clear it, which means it will still be there, or I can delete it. So I'm just going to delete it, and then it's going to display here whether I select it or not. So now I can select it or deselect it. This is just going to make it easier for me when I want to move between these. So you can move this here, because I'm going to use that the most. Use this the least, because that's going to be archived for all. And here when you want to take it back to the priorities. So let's rename this one tasks. Okay. So now as I have tasks here, and just for interest's sake, you can actually duplicate tasks as well. So you click on the 6 dots and then you can duplicate it. And I can duplicate it like this also. So now I've made 7 tasks. So as you finish up with these tasks, you can click them. As you can see, it cleans up your tasks as you do it. So now at list view, someone else might review these tasks and check if it's actually done, and they can see, oh no, this one's not really done. I can untick it and untick that one. And they can now maybe leave a note here for this person why it's not done. So let's create a note here. So we add one and we add text, and here we just say note. And this note we can drag up and make that the first one. So if you untick it here, you can leave a comment here for the person and say, no, please check this again, or okay. Okay, so this is Aubrey. So as you can see, Aubrey is automatically tagged with his name if you're in his page, because the filter that we use here is set up for Aubrey. That's why it automatically tags him in his page. And the same will happen for all the other contacts, So if I open Charmaine and I open it there completely, and now I want to generate this, I can actually add more templates here. But say for instance, we want to generate this one. I'm going to click that. As you can see, it generates the template now. So now here it filters for Charmaine. So anything that I add here will be added to Charmaine's page. But as you can see, this view looks a bit different than the one that Aubrey has. That is because we did not edit the template. We edited it after it was generated. So This one is now generated, so we want to fix it by editing the template. So I can delete that. And the reason I can delete this is because it's not saved there. It is saved. It's saved inside the database. So as soon as you open this and you generate the template, what it does is it just creates the filters automatically for the person whose page this is. So let's edit the template. So to edit the template, you go to Contacts, Template, and you go to the three dots there and you just say edit. So now I'm inside the template. You can actually maximize this template here, and now it will warn you and tell you that you're editing a template in the contacts. So, but let me explain what happens here. So you've got two databases. One is inbox and one is contacts. So inside your inbox, you create a note, and in this note, you're tagging a specific contact. So here you've got a lot of different contacts, and one contact may be James, and the other one may be Charmaine, and the other one may be Aubrey. For instance, this task in the inbox might belong only to one guy, or the same tasks may belong to two guys. So depending on to how many people is involved, you're going to tag all the people that's involved with that task in the inbox. So it could be James and Aubrey. But say for instance, I want to see the workload of James. Then I can open James up, but because James is in the contacts, there's certain fields that's relevant to him. Meaning he has a name, he has a phone number, he might have an address, he might have an email address, he may have an ID book, and all these things you can save under him. And that's the part that's here at the top. And then all the notes where James was tagged will appear below his name. So every time you tag a note in the inbox with James's name, all that notes will appear below James when you open James's page. And that's the same way all the other stuff will also work when you use a relational database. So let's go back here and demonstrate how that works. Let's duplicate this, and we're going to call this tasks, and we want to have a filter, and the filter when done is unchecked. We want to see it, and we want to rearrange this so that tasks is first and list view is second. Then to go out of this, out of editing the template, you just go back, and now it will make it like this, and now you just click outside of it. So now I've edited the template, so now I can click on the template to generate it and see how it looks, try it out. So I'm going to click on the template. Okay, so now it works. So either Charmaine can open her page and create tasks for herself. So let's say today I have to remember. Okay, so as you can see, that tick box is not there, so we forgot something. So now I can delete this, delete that. I want to edit the template again, and I want to go and properties. I want to show done. I just want to be able to see that, and the filter is already there. Okay, so I'm gonna click outside of it, click to generate the template. Okay, so as you can see, that task is still there, and if I tick it, it will disappear. So we know it works. If I go to list view, oh, that's still not there. So let's do that again. Edit, list view, and I also want to share. Also want to be able to see the done. Okay, let's click outside of it, and now I can generate it. Okay, so here we can see it's done. If I click it there, it appears back at tasks again. If I click it there, it disappears. So I can add a task here by adding a new page here, or I can create one here by clicking there. And I do not want to see this because it's already here. So I can hide this one. So I can click there and I can say always hide. And I might want to add one more property, and I want to add text there, and I can make it a note. So here at Inbox, let's create a list view here as well. So I'm gonna duplicate this one. I can list all. And I'm gonna change the layout to list view. And I also want to see, go to the 3 dots there. I go to properties and done. So I want to see whether it's done or not. And I can make this first, make this second, and I can call this one all. Okay. But this is not quite what I want, so I want to hide it when it is ticked off so that it archives it. So let's duplicate this one again, and let's call this tasks. And let's do this. Let's filter. Done is unchecked, but I want to see who's responsible for this task. So at properties, I'm gonna click on contacts so that I can see who's responsible, but I want the done to be last. So now you can see sketch, James is responsible, task 6 and task 3, Aubrey is responsible. So now as they do the tasks, they can do it like, say for instance, look at sketch there at James's. If you open up James, open him up. Let's delete this, delete everything, and I generate a template. So now you'll see the template will work properly because we fixed it. So as you can see, sketch is there. If you click it, it disappears, and if you go to the main page at tasks, you'll see it's also gone there. So here at the inbox, at the main page, you'll see all the tasks of all the people. And at contacts, you can go and open each individual person. And each individual person has its own workspace. So here I can also hide this here. Hide view. And I can make this a list view as well. So let's duplicate this and make this a list, and instead of a table view, let's make it a list view. Okay, so now it just looks a little bit better. Right, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.